You've seen the Earth from space, and you know it's big. But do you really understand how massive it is? I mean, Earth is home to 7 billion people, countless species, and a whole lot of drama. But compared to the universe, Earth is practically a speck of dust. So, what if we zoomed out? How big are we really? Let's start with something familiar. Earth. Our home planet is around 12,742 kilometers in diameter. That might sound big, and it is, especially when you're walking around on it. But Earth isn't even close to the biggest thing out there. Not by a long shot. Next up, the sun. You know, that thing that gives us light, warmth, and the occasional sunburn. It's 109 times the diameter of Earth, which means you could line up 109 Earths in a row just across the sun's surface. Pretty impressive, right? But here's the kicker. The sun could fit more than 1.3 million Earths inside of it. Yeah, 1.3 million. So while Earth might seem big when you're standing on it, it's basically a grain of sand compared to the sun. But the sun is small time compared to some of the giants in the universe. Enter Betelgeuse, a supergiant star in the constellation of Orion. This star is so big, if you put it where our sun is, it would reach all the way to the orbit of Jupiter. Betelgeuse could fit over 1,000 suns inside it. Just imagine that, 1,000 suns. That's 1,000 of our entire solar system's central light source. But hold on to your space boots, because Betelgeuse isn't even the biggest star out there. That honor goes to UY Scuti, a supergiant star in the constellation Scutum. This thing is massive, 1,700 times the diameter of our sun. To put it into perspective, if you put UY Scuti in the center of our solar system, its outer edge would stretch all the way past Saturn. We're talking about a star so enormous, it could hold 5 billion suns inside of it. And just like that, we've barely scratched the surface of what's out there. These stars, Betelgeuse and UY Scuti, are massive, yes, but we're still zooming in on a tiny corner of the universe. So let's really blow your mind. What about the scale of the Milky Way? Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is 100,000 light-years wide. That's so big, if you could travel at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second, it would still take you 100,000 years to travel from one side to the other. And the Milky Way is just one of 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. Think about that. There are trillions of galaxies out there, each containing billions, sometimes trillions, of stars. Our Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy, which means it's shaped like a big whirlpool in space. We live in an arm of that galaxy called the Orion Arm. Sounds cool, right? But it's still far from the center. The very core of the Milky Way contains a supermassive black hole known as Sagittarius A. This black hole is about 4 million times the mass of our sun. And yet, it's still only a tiny speck when you compare it to the entire galaxy. Now, if you think the Milky Way is big, let's zoom even farther out. Out of our galaxy, in fact, out of the whole local group of galaxies, which includes about 50 galaxies. The farthest spacecraft we've sent into space, Voyager 1, is 24 billion kilometers away from Earth. Sounds pretty far, right? Well, it's still only about 0.0025 light-years from us. If you could go the speed of light, it would take you just over 2.5 hours to reach Voyager 1 from Earth. That's it, 2.5 hours. And it's already 24 billion kilometers away. To get from Earth to the nearest star, Proxima Centauri, you would need to travel for 4.24 light-years. That's 4.24 years if you're going as fast as light itself. And light? It's the fastest thing we know, traveling at 300,000 kilometers per second. But even at that insane speed, it would still take you over 4 years to get there. Now, imagine traveling through space at light speed. You'd eventually leave our solar system, pass other stars, and then enter the local group of galaxies. But even though the local group is made up of 50 galaxies, it's still just a tiny speck when you look at something much bigger, the Virgo Supercluster. The Virgo Supercluster spans about 110 million light-years, and it contains over 1,300 galaxies. So, the local group is pretty small when you consider that the Virgo Supercluster is thousands of times larger. And it gets even bigger. The Virgo Supercluster is just one part of the Laniakea Supercluster, which is 500 million light-years across. And it's not just big in size. It holds 100,000 galaxies. Imagine a web of galaxies, each one gravitationally bound to the others, stretching across space like a giant cosmic network. And here's where it all gets a little crazy. All of these galaxies, all of these superclusters, are part of an ever-expanding universe. The observable universe, what we can see with our best telescopes, spans 93 billion light-years across. Think about that, 93 billion light-years. If you could somehow travel at light speed, it would take you 93 billion years to cross from one side to the other. And even then, there's so much more beyond what we can see. The universe is expanding faster than the speed of light. That means even if you could travel faster than light, which, spoiler alert, you can't, you still wouldn't be able to catch up with the edge of the universe. Galaxies are moving away from us so fast, their light is being stretched out and becoming invisible. Entire galaxies are vanishing from our view forever. The universe is expanding faster than the speed of light. That means even if you could travel faster than light, which, spoiler alert, you can't, you still wouldn't be able to catch up with the edge of the universe. Galaxies are moving away from us so fast, their light is being stretched out and becoming invisible. Entire galaxies are vanishing from our view forever. So, what's the takeaway from all this? The universe is mind-bogglingly massive. In the grand scheme of things, we are nothing but a tiny blip in the infinite vastness of space. But that's the beauty of it. In a universe so huge, so incomprehensible, everything we do, everything we experience, takes on a unique importance. We're part of something much bigger than ourselves, something that's been around for billions of years and will continue to expand long after we're gone. So, why not live boldly? Because in the end, none of it matters in the grand scale of the cosmos. And that, my friends, is the most freeing thing of all. Thanks for taking this cosmic journey with me. If you want to learn more about the mind-bending mysteries of space, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and share this video. And remember, the universe is out there. So go ahead, dream big.